There we go. We are live on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. And for the first time in probably 3 weeks, I am on time, 9 p.m. on the dot. And as you guys can see from the title and our nice screenshot video here, I have a very special guest. I think most of you know who she is if you're not living under a rock. And I'm going to let her say hi and introduce herself to those of you that don't know who she is. Tonya, take it away.
Okay, first of all, thanks so much for having me. Hey guys, I'm Tonya, also known as Thrifty Treasures on YouTube.
Yes, she certainly is. And for those of you that don't know or haven't seen her before, right down below our beautiful faces will be the link right to her YouTube channel. So after this live show, go over there and check her out. Binge watch her videos. Trust me, it's worth your time. Thank you, Tonya, for being here. Thank you for accepting the invite and taking time out for everyone.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And so you guys are going to learn a lot about Tonya later when you do go check out her YouTube channel, because I know all of you wonderful people will do that because I asked you to. But we're going to get to know her a little bit better tonight. And I just want to start by just tell everyone what you do, where you live, where you're from. Give us a little bit about Tonya.
Okay, guys. I am from Houston, Texas. And I like to go to garage sales and thrift stores. And then I flip my finds on places like eBay and Etsy and Amazon. And I have an antique booth also. And I also do a little bit of merch by Amazon too.
Oh, she got sucked into the merch by Amazon hole.
Oh, I did.
It is such a good thing. So this is actually kind of interesting for me on my channel because I don't do Etsy and I don't have like a booth like you have, like an antique specialty antique shop. We all know that like Chris Bonafide, he has like his little store, but I don't get a lot of opportunity to talk to people that do that sort of thing because I don't do it. So this is like educational for me because I'm not into that sort of thing. So that's like an interesting thing that you do. And I love it, honestly. I wish I knew more about it.
Thanks.
So Tonya knows a lot about things that I don't know about. The antiques. She does jewelry, which is something that I don't
love the jewelry.
I know. She's a huge jewelry part. You'll see a lot of good jewelry videos. I actually watched and rewatched quite a few of her videos today. Whenever I have somebody on, I make sure I'm at least somewhat educated on everything that they do. Because remember, not everyone does what I do, and they all have their specialties and their expertise. And jewelry is not my expertise at all. So I know that there's a lot of people in my chat that do jewelry. So it's great that they're going to have somebody that actually knows what she's talking about to teach them when they go watch that channel. So that's awesome. I wish I literally, guys, I don't shun jewelry because I'm like scared of it. I just don't know anything about it. And I'm like, it takes a lot for me to learn new things. I mean, is jewelry something like you were always good at, or did you like learn it?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a girl, I've always been attracted, you know, to pretty sparkly, shiny things, right? So definitely when I first started, you know, thrifting and going to garage sales, it was definitely one of the first things I would, you know, check out.
Well, we all know that she tells the truth as a woman. First thing they check out when they walk in somewhere. See that? The fancy, sparkly, shiny things. Right. We're going to say hi. I think that Tonya's going to recognize quite a few of the people that are here. In fact, Cincinnati Picker, I just saw pop into the chat.
Hey, John.
I'm pretty sure I think you're familiar with that guy.
Right.
Let's see who else is here. Swamp Picker, Garage Flips. I think you're familiar with him as well. Lonnie, I think you guys know who that is. You can see him at Garage Flips. Same name on the YouTube channel. Jeff Halstead, how you doing, Jeff? Shantae, now that I know how to say her name, and Betty. If there's anybody that you see in the chat that you're familiar with, please say hi to them.
Okay.
Illini Picker, first, second, and third. He did beat everyone here. Justin Brewer. Yvonne, flipping easy. We know
Yvonne.
Hey,
Yvonne, yeah.
She is here. So lots of new faces, lots of returning faces. I think Terry was here. She's my great admin. So appreciate everyone taking the time to be in here and listen to us. 156 people. Thank you, guys. And make sure you hit the like button down below, especially if you enjoy Tonya being on here. How did you get started selling? That's a great question, too. What made you jump on eBay and Etsy and actually start making money on what I'm sure started off to you as like a hobby or collecting?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, probably about 17 years ago, back in 2000, I was off work for a little while. And, you know, I was sitting around the house getting bored. I had some medical issues. That's why I was off work. So, you know, I started with the stuff around the house. And then that grew into me going to the dollar store, and I would buy like those art glass vases for $1. And then I would like flip on for like, $15, $25. That's how I got started. And then it just grew and grew from there.
You got guts, girl, shipping that glass. Whew.
I know, right?
I can't do it. Like I've shipped my share of coffee mugs and like shot glasses, but they scare the heck out of me every time I pull one out. I get like tissue paper, newspaper stuffed in it, bubble wrapping it. I make sure we can like throw it like a football before we send it out.
Exactly.
Oh, that's hilarious. Glass scares me. See, this is what's great about having other people. They do everything that I don't do. Because our group, our Facebook group and everybody, they always ask me, Casey, what do I do about jewelry? Or what do I do about vases? I'm like, whew. Now I got somebody I can send them to. Like, listen, ask Tonya. That's right. Don't ask me. Be sure to smash the like button, but don't smash your vases when you ship them.
Right.
What is jewelry your favorite thing to sell? I get the
definitely right now it is. And being a reseller, I don't know about you, but for me, that's always changing. Like I'm in and out of stuff all the time. I mean, I'll always have my favorites like jewelry and the books, and I like to sell some shoes and clothing too. But right now I'm really hard into jewelry.
Jewelry is a great, and I think there was some statistic on this about women shoppers versus men shoppers. And like, obviously women dominate the online shopping. For those of you that didn't know that, women dominate the online shopping. So it's obvious that jewelry is a huge top of the list, item for women to, especially women that are splurge shopping. So if you're not into jewelry now, you got a couple of months before the holidays to start stocking up and getting ready.
That's right. Buy your girl jewelry.
Buy your girl jewelry. And guys that are on there too, they can't go wrong with buying it. So you've got two angles to play on that. Jeremy, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. $2. Thanks for the email earlier. You are welcome. I try to respond to as many as I can. All right, let's keep going. Terry Rakenberry. Terry getting the chat love over there. Terry's getting the chat love over there. Everyone loves the admin, the moderator, Terry over there. Terry says she learned so much from you. So you have Terry as a big fan. I think she's your number one fan.
I love her. She's super sweet. And I love talking jewelry with her too.
If you've never, and I know she lives here in Florida. She lives like about an hour and 15 or hour and 20 minutes from me. She is just as darling in person. Trust me. And she will go to the ends of the world for anyone. So please keep an eye on that, Terry. Other platforms with the jewelry, you mentioned Etsy right away, which is the obvious, like kind of the transfer from like taking it from eBay to Etsy. Is it like, do you target Etsy for the jewelry, or do you have certain ones you split between the platforms? How do you kind of manage that?
Yes, definitely. The vintage stuff is always going to be double or cross-posted on Etsy. So if I listed a vintage item on eBay, I have another browser open, another window session, and I'm also listing it on Etsy same time.
Are you kind of taking, I know this sounds bad, but you kind of taking the risk of like as soon as it sells, you have to log in and take it down?
Yeah, and I do. I have the apps on my phone. So if I'm not at home and I can't get to my MacBook or something right away, I'm away, I can just do it on the apps on the phone. But I have never had that happen. And I have even forgot to take stuff down off of Etsy for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm really good about it now, though, since I'm more in the habit of selling over there.
Right. I guess it's kind of dependent on what you're selling and customized items or like one-off items.
Yes.
You're waiting around for a buyer anyway, so the chance of getting 2 buyers within the same time frame is, I get that. Because a lot of people are asking about like softwares that will do it, and right now there really isn't. Like not between the two. Excuse me. There is one software. It's very, very expensive, but it's not worth it for any of us. There's one that's like upwards of $2,000 a month that will do it through like.
Oh no.
There's one it's for huge buyers. They're not doing it, but they will post to like 20 platforms at once. Like I'm talking eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Sears Marketplace, Newegg,
that's insane.
Walmart Marketplace, Best Buy. They go like 20 places, and if it sells, they'll take it down off all 20 instant. So it's pretty, but it's obviously it's expensive.
Nice.
It's made for it's made for a bigger seller. It's called Magento. In case anybody's at the level to afford $2,000 a month, knock yourself out. That's that's interesting. I've cross-posted a few things and taken a risk at it, but it scares me too much. So,
yeah.
So the selling side of it, everyone's going to learn a lot from your YouTube channel. And since I say that, let's get into the YouTube channel, because if I'm right, and correct me if I'm right or wrong, you hit 5,000 subscribers the other day.
I did. Yay.
You did. So congratulations. I remember that day,
you.
and that's a huge milestone. And I got to tell you guys, and you're going to learn this quick. Once you hit 5,000, it kind of snowballs into 10,000 in like no time at all. I think it took me 4 months from 1,000 to 5,000, and it took me like 29 days from 5,000 to 10,000. It was
That's amazing.
It was insane how much faster it went. So I'm pretty sure that she's going to see the 5,000 just roll like it's crazy. What insane thought in your head made you think that YouTube was a good idea to begin with?
Well, you know, I saw a lot of my friends doing it. I saw Chris and Steve, the Bonafide Hustler, and Steve Rakin. And also I watched a lot of See and Save. So, and I just thought, you know, I've been doing this for a while. I maybe have a few pieces of, you know, information I could offer and add some value to the reseller community. And it's just fun, to tell you the truth. And I love interacting with all the subscribers and the comments. It's a lot of fun.
It is. People don't realize, like, I can promise you, and this is like as honest as I've ever been, if this wasn't enjoyable or fun, I can promise you, even with money set aside or anything else, none of us would get back on here and do it. Right. Because it sometimes it's a lot of work, sometimes it's not. It can be, you know, depending. But if it wasn't fun, I can promise you we would not sit down and dedicate the time. I enjoy the interactions. If there's like, I remember when 2 people were watching me. Like literally 2 people would be in the chat, and I would have as much fun with 2 people as I possibly could. Like the YouTube community, especially the people, like everyone that's in here, I see everyone asking you questions. Sorry guys, we'll take questions, save them. Give me like a few more minutes with Tonya, and then I'll take all the questions you want to hammer her with in just a minute. But like all of you guys make the YouTube community happen. So remember that when you come in these live chats, you ask questions, you have comments, whatever it is. Like that's the reason we come back and do it. So because there's a lot more that comes with YouTube than anyone imagines. So it's you guys that make it worth it. How long ago did you start? How long did it take you to get to 5,000?
I've had my channel actually for quite a while. I also raise butterflies, the monarch butterflies. It's kind of like a hobby. And so I kind of posted a few videos about that, but I didn't really get into the reselling heavily, putting out content until the fall of 2016.
So just coming up on a year of this content, that's impressive. You made it to 5,000 a lot faster than I did. Run, Tonya. The questions are coming, Terry says.
Oh no.
No, she's gonna have some good answers. I promise you. So, like, what do you think about so far? Like now that you've hit 5,000, that's a pretty big milestone. I think something on YouTube's analytics says that only 10% of people hit 5,000 subscribers. And only like 10 to 12% hit 5,000, and only like 5 to 8% hit 10 to 15,000 or higher. So now that you've made it to like milestone 1 on YouTube, what are your thoughts about it? What do you think about having done it this long in videos, and just how it's helped you, the work you put into it, the time, everything? Just give me your overall thoughts.
I feel like it's definitely helped me to become more confident in myself, right? Because it takes a lot of nerve, especially doing the live videos, to get on there and talk, especially if you're doing one by yourself and you don't have a co-pilot with you. So I definitely think building confidence and using my brain more. Like I am constantly thinking of ideas for videos. It's just ongoing, and I'll grab my phone and write down notes. So I think
if you guys don't believe her, go sort her videos by oldest first, and go watch the first couple of videos.
Oh gosh,
I'm going to embarrass her now. Please don't do that to my channel. Please don't. You can tell the difference in people though. You really can, between like the first video and now. It's
definitely.
I would never. I used to watch the big YouTubers, rewatch their videos, and they'd cringe, and I'm like, oh, they're so drama queen, or like. Now I'm like, no, I get it. Like I completely get it now.
Right.
And so it's easier, right? Like when you sit down, even without me, but by yourself or with anyone else, like it's gotten like where you just go with it. Like you're just on it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get really, really, really nervous before doing something like this, but you know, it wasn't so bad tonight before we came on. It's just like, you know, going on and hanging out with your friends and talking, and it's not so bad.
Yeah, it took me months. God, I remember the first time I went on Bonafide's channel, I was like, oh my God,
Oh my God, me too.
I'm gonna faint. Like and you know what? Say what you want about Chris, but way back in the day when Chris first made, we're talking 7 years ago, when he made his book 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I would watch Bonafide from like a distance, and then I got on his channel, and then when I passed him in subscribers, and he invited me on his channel the next day as like, hey, you passed me. I was like, stop! I'm not coming on your channel. Like it was like insane. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. So that was Chris's intense. I'll tell you what, if you want to learn how to look good and be ripped, that's the intent you want. Go check out Chris's Instagram and YouTube. That boy is working hard.
Yeah, he's Bod Damn, I think, on Instagram.
Yep. Bod Damn. BODDAMM. Is that right? I follow him on there. I think
it's BODAMN, I think.
AMM? Yeah. Hey, let's whip out the handy
dandy. Whip it out.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow him, listen, he's more than just a reseller. The guy is a work machine. He is BODDAMN. We were both wrong. BODDAMN. Bod Damn. And he's a machine. That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Chris, you just got a shout out from us. But yeah, that boy, I'm trying to watch him and get inspired, and then all I want to do is roll over and cry.
I know.
He's down there in Tech. He's in Austin. He's what, a couple hours from you, right?
Yeah, about 3 hours.
About 3 hours, yeah. So he's a Texas boy. He was on Lake Travis just the other day. So
yeah.
What is your biggest surprise of YouTube? Like, what is the biggest thing that you've learned that surprised you that you didn't know about YouTube before you started it?
Oh gosh. Well, I was
caught her with one.
Huh?
I caught her with one.
You did. I thought, okay, well, I was going to say like sometimes when I do haul videos, people will contact me and want to buy things. That kind of surprised me in a good way, right? Do you ever have that happen?
Yes, I sold 2 items today.
Just today, wow.
Just today, yeah. And I did a haul last night. So I literally, and I can show you both of them. You guys probably saw, they're sitting right here. I just sold them. The Fredericks of Hollywood piece.
Yeah, you just got that.
I just got it. 30 seconds after I posted that video, I got a comment. And this is from a regular, very sweet lady. She knows who she is. She doesn't like to be shouted out, so I won't shout her out. But she's bought a couple items for me. She buys this for her daughter.
Oh, I love that. I saw that.
Yeah. She bought a Harry Potter scarf that I sold a couple months back for her daughter as well. And it just so happens, and I'm not going to shout you out, and I'm not going to say any names, but her daughter is a model for Playboy. So
what? Wow.
So she models the pieces that she buys. They go with her on photo shoots. So even though I'm not a part of that and she doesn't tag me or all that stuff, the stuff that I've sold her has gone to Playboy headquarters. So
wow.
Or it will be in the future. She just started buying this stuff from me. So hopefully that'll happen. So I'll be famous in spirit, but not in actual.
Right. So you don't get complimentary pictures or anything?
No. And you know what? She feels really weird. And I know she's probably watching right now. I haven't seen her name in chat, but I think she's watching. She says she feels so embarrassed because I know what her daughter does and she's buying this stuff. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Her daughter's huge, like hundreds of thousands of followers and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't care what your daughter does for work. If she's pursuing a dream, congratulations.
Right.
And it's just funny. It's awesome. So her daughter watches me. So if you're watching, you know who you are. Hi. People are I'm gonna catch so many comments over that. Like, what's her Instagram name? What's her Facebook name? Right? No.
I promised her mother.
No. I promised her mother I'd never make it public. So yeah, on YouTube, I think my biggest surprise was the sales too. I've sold tons of items and people just immediately wanting what I was like hauling. And it was interesting to me because we're all sellers for the most part. And I figured that people would be more interested in like, not buying, but, trying to sell stuff, whatever. I didn't think anyone would want to buy my stuff, not in the seller community anyways. And the same goes for like Instagram. You post stuff on Instagram, people want it. Like people love that stuff.
Yeah. I need to start doing more of that.
Yep. Yep. I mean, Instagram is a huge, like number 2 behind YouTube, Instagram, because you can tag. Remember, if somebody's like a huge Fredericks of Hollywood person, they might search that tag just to see what's on there. And all of a sudden, boom, there you go.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Everything is big in Texas, including Bonafide. Oh, Lord. Missed it. Where is she from? If you're asking for Tonya, Tanya's from Texas. She's from Houston, Texas. Specifically.
Houston, Texas.
Houston. You can't hear that in her voice? Come on now. Come on. He has hella good hair. Man, this has turned into like Praise Bonafide channel. I know they're not talking about me. That's what I get for bringing him up. She looks like the actress from The Devil Wears Prada. Is that Glenn Close? Have you ever seen that? I've seen it.
I have seen it, but what's her name? It's Meryl Streep.
Oh, Meryl Streep. That's right. Meryl Streep. Oh, she does. Now I see that. Somebody else said Glenn Close. No, I was thinking it too. It's Meryl Streep. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Now I got to Google because somebody says you look like a celebrity. We got to find out who you look like. Because I'm just.
Oh my goodness.
Devil Wears Prada. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Is whatever they think. It is Meryl Streep. Yep, she got it right. Look, see that, Meryl. Yep, everyone said Justin was born in Texas. Yep, I've seen that. Juan says that you look like that. You do look like Meryl Streep. Yeah, I think she's got it a little bit. I see it.
Well, thank you. I think she's gorgeous.
She is, and she's very. I think Meryl Streep is Southern. Somebody should Google that. I'm not going to Google it, but I think she is from down south.
Yeah, she's an amazing actress. That's for sure.
Tonya, Suzanne Lloyd, I forgot. It's also from Texas. She's from Katy, Texas.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Texans in here. A ton of you guys are in Texas. Like a lot. Thrifting must be good in Texas. Of course it is.
It is amazing. Yes, garage sales year round.
Year round. Well, I have garage sales year round except when it rains, which is every other day. So you guys don't have that issue in Texas. They never get rain. So
yeah, not a whole lot.
I love Meryl Streep, but you're prettier. Key lime kisses. So you have a big fan.
Thank you.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. Texas is huge. Yeah, everything in it. San Antonio, all kinds of Texas people. I see them all the time when they check in my chat. So appreciate you guys being here, and I'm glad I brought you another Texan. So there you go. Okay, so fourth quarter is coming up, and I know a lot of people sell jewelry or want to sell jewelry. Obviously, jewelry is huge in fourth quarter. October, November, December, we're almost there, less than 2 months away. Do you think people should start stocking up now and hold on to it? Do you think they should wait till they, maybe a month from now? What do you think people should start doing if they want to sell jewelry for fourth quarter?
Start listing now and list as much as you can. Get as much inventory up and available as you can so that once fourth quarter gets here and people want to buy that special piece of jewelry, yours is going to be available.
It's true. And I've and this is with any merchandise, not just jewelry, but I kind of see fourth quarter as 2 parts of fourth quarter. There are people that shop early. They shop in September and October, and they want to finish it, 2-3 months ahead of time. And then there's kind of a gap. I always have terrible sales near the end of October into November. The first 2 weeks of November last year, I think I did and I want to say it was like $5,000 or $6,000 in sales. And then the last 2 weeks I did 10,000. There's always a gap. And so there's 2 phases, the beginning and the end. So if you don't have your stuff up for the beginning people that are early shoppers, some of them are even shopping now, believe it or not. After back to school is done, they start shopping. My grandmother shops in like June. So yeah, pretty much you better have that list into her in like May or you ain't getting none. And so then if you're not ready for those early shoppers and then the gap happens, now you're out rushing to try to get to the last minute shoppers. That doesn't give you a lot of time to list your stuff and a lot of time for people to see your stuff and shop for it. Right. So early bird gets the worm. Like, remember that, guys. I learned that lesson the other day, by the way. So list. It sounds really cliche, but get it up and get it ready. Like, don't wait around. I know some people have death piles. I actually have a huge bag of jewelry. It's costume jewelry, but
really, costume jewelry can bring a lot of money.
Yeah, and you know what? The reason it's not listed is because I don't know.
Where did you get it?
A young lady who is married to a very good friend of mine basically changed her entire wardrobe. And she has some good stuff. We sold quite a bit of her stuff. And she gave me this huge bag of Victoria. It's like one of the big Victoria's Secret bags. I'm talking like that big, full of jewelry.
What?
None of it's diamonds or gemstones, but it's all costume jewelry. It's dangly earrings with like triangle black and white stripes and like some big hoop thing. All this, necklaces like you would get from like a mall store with like the stones on it, just all this stuff, like big rings with emerald looking things. And I'm like, I don't know anything about this stuff. And it's just I'm like, almost can see it from here. It's just sitting. There's probably 100 pieces of jewelry in there.
Wow. Have you ever thought about selling it in a lot?
Yeah, that was my thought. And I had one person who mentioned it and I wouldn't even know what to sell it for. I mean, I'm going to have to just take a bunch of pictures and post it. And just ask if I would rather sell to someone here that knows about it, or maybe even you, but like just to show everyone, like, here's what I got. Is it worth anything? Like, and people don't realize I have to ask that question too, because I don't know everything. Like, I don't know every category. So I look at that bag and to me, I wouldn't even notice if somebody threw it away. It's terrible, but I just don't know.
Shame.
For shame on Rockstar. I know. Trust me. I know. And I'm sure it's worth some money. I'm sure there's something in there worth money, but.
Yeah,
Ruth,
there's some Hallmark pieces.
Thank you for the super chat, Ruth. I see you. I didn't forget about you. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching me and Tonya and checking out the channel and being a loyal supporter. So thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so costume jewelry, not my strong point. I'm going to make it a point to try to learn some jewelry, though, because a ton of my viewers sell jewelry, a ton of them. Yeah,
it's easy money. And what I really love about it is, when you store it, it's not going to take up a lot of space.
Yeah, no kidding. Somebody said break it out and show Tonya real quick. Hang on. I'm going to grab the bag. Right here.
Oh, my goodness.
This is one of the little bags that I got. I've got like two small bags and one big bag. And I'm just going to – this is one of the small bags because I know where this one is. And this is the other problem. It's kind of all like –
oh, tangled.
It's all tangled. And so I don't – literally I have 2 bags this size and then one big bag. And I don't know anything about like the seashell piece.
It looks like fun. I would totally go through all that.
And like, I almost want to just send it to someone and say, here, do what you can with it. And whatever I get for it, Like, okay, so this piece is like, you guys can see the earrings kind of hoopy earring looking things. And there's like some little arm bracelet things. And there's some, there's
rhinestones, blingy.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this is.
Terry says she wants that jewelry in all caps.
Wait, Terry said that? I didn't.
She said, Casey, give that jewelry to me.
There's 2 little bags this size, and then there's the normal size Victoria's Secret bag. There's 3 total bags, like literally hundreds of pieces of stuff. That I can't even begin to start thinking. Casey, give that jewelry to me. Arm bracelets, wrist bracelets. Whitney's making fun of me because I don't know what a wrist bracelet is. Mystery box. Somebody says mystery box.
Oh yeah, jewelry mystery box.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I'm too scared. I got a mystery box. Did you see? You probably didn't. Cause
yeah, I did.
I did. I got a box from eBay today. I had no idea. It was just laying on my porch when I walked outside. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Back off. It's all mine. I will cut you. Oh, I got a.
Who said that?
Who did say that? Julie said that. Julie getting crazy over. Listen, I will
cut you.
I will cut you. I may have to split this apart into a few lots to everyone and just ship it off.
Right? If you want to stay safe, you better do that.
I'm to the point, and I'm being serious, that I may just have somebody or maybe 2 somebodies or something, or I'll split it up. Just send me a shipping label and I'll send it to you. Like, I don't really care about taking the time to sell it. I'd love to get something out of it, but I don't know anything about it. And if you're not willing to put the work out, like, just pay the shipping kind of thing. Like, I doubt I'm going to take the time to pull this stuff apart. It's a project. I promise you guys.
Yeah, it is. It'll keep you busy for sure.
Yeah. Here's how to sell that jewelry lot. Throw it in the trash.
Oh no.
No, I wouldn't do that. There'd be quite a few of my viewers that would beat me over that. So right. That's crazy. But that's my extent of my jewelry. So that's all I know. it came with a cool purse.
Yeah, I noticed you had a purse in there too. Very nice.
I don't even know what this. What?
That's like a black mesh. Does it have a designer in it?
Yeah, I'm looking. No, made in China is the designer. Yeah, this is. I mean, she didn't spend a ton of money on this stuff, but it's just a little cute collected. But some people will buy this stuff.
Yeah, kind of definitely.
Bag. I don't even know. She just kind of, here you go. I'm like, okay, great.
Isn't that great when people just give stuff to you?
It is. It is. And you know what? She gave me a couple bags of clothes that came with some Victorian dresses as well, which I sold quite a few of them. Wow. So Becky, if you watch this, thank you, Becky. I did make some money off of you, and I owe you guys lunch sometime. And we still have quite a few of it listed. Somebody said give it away as a giveaway for 50,000 subs. That might be something.
Oh yeah, people would love that.
I'll figure out what to do with it over the next week or two. I'm not going to hit 50,000 subs until the end of next month. It's projected for like literally the 1st of October. So I'll figure it out. I live in Riverview. I'll take it. Renee, I'm trying to take advantage of the living 2 minutes away from me. I see you there. Glad to see Miss Tonya as Casey's guest. Jessica G. Jessica, how you doing? Love to see you here, Jessica. Wait, $1 going once. Dwayne is bidding on the jewelry.
He has an auction show that he runs every Saturday night. It's called MSP Auctions.
Dwayne is auctioning it off now.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Listen, if he gets a good price for it, it's got to go.
Right.
All right. So I strayed away from our little layout. I had a little layout for Tonya, but the main thing I wanted you guys to get out of her is that everything that I sell is not everything that you guys should sell. That's kind of the point that I went on this jewelry little tangent thing. There is a lot of other things to sell outside of my realm of expertise. And there are people like Tonya that exist to help you learn, jewelry or antiques that she sells or, little odds and ends that I don't know anything about. And you guys should definitely check out her YouTube channel. Again, it's linked down below. It should be there right now. If it's not, somebody tell me. And you can learn every other, section of eBay outside of me. Don't tunnel vision to one thing. It's great to be an expert on something, but never close your eyes to something else, because I can't tell you how many times I've just passed on something where I'm like, crap, I could have made $100. What was I doing?
Yeah.
Just because I just brushed
especially
it
at garage sales, right? Stuff is so cheap.
Right. And when it's so cheap, it's worth taking, somebody might have had this at a garage sale even for $5 to take the bag. Take it. Like, don't turn stuff away because you don't know about it. And the other thing is, like, there's not always going to be a million, Louis Vuitton ties or Tommy Bahama shirts. Like, there may be times that the stuff you're used to selling is not available and it's slow in, X niche or X market, that you need to look outside of that. There's not always going to be a constant supply of the same item you're used to. So, knowing as much about as many things as you can is super important. And you're only going to learn those things by, one, experience and doing it, taking risk, which you just pointed out, yard sales are your cheapest risk always. And two, by learning from someone else that knows at least something about what you're trying to teach yourself. YouTube is where I learned everything. It's how I got started. I got started on one item. I got started from Chris 6 years ago. My account, this account that I have right now, I did sell on my personal account before, but the account I have now was made 6 years ago, which lines up right around the time I watched Chris. And I started with one item, and now I sell, everything from electronics to toys and games to clothes. So always look for new things and always look for new people to help you learn that. And obviously, I need to learn a little bit more from Tonya. So the answer to life, the universe, fortune. Auction for the dog charity. I might do something with this. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the jewelry, and whatever we do with it, if I get any money out of it, I'll donate a piece of it to Furry Buddies. If I don't get anything out of it, then hopefully somebody else will. And Chris, we're talking about Chris, the bona fide hustler. If you guys don't know him, check him out.
Again.
Casey, there's a critter behind me. What? Is somebody being for real? Don't play. I don't like stuff like that. Palmetto bug. Was there really? Is somebody playing? Because we have palmetto bugs in Florida. That's not funny.
I didn't notice anything.
Guys, don't play around like that. I'm not kidding. If you guys are messing around with me, don't do that. I don't like that. I got a bid of $30. So anyway, so make sure you guys check out Tonya. Is there anything else that you want to add? You want to tell people? Somebody said there was a bug and it fell.
What?
There are palmetto bugs in Florida. Have you ever seen them little palmetto bugs?
I don't know what it is.
No one knows what a palmetto bug is unless you live in Florida. We get them, and our dogs run in and out all day, so the sliding screen doors stay open, and palmetto bugs are terrible, especially where I live. They're really, really bad. It was on the bottom of the Rockstars. No, we get palmetto bugs. We probably get like one a week here. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not here now, so the dogs will kill it later. Don't worry. Sorry, people, that freaks me out. I'm freaked out by that. I don't mind bugs, but when I don't know where they're at, they drive me nuts. And the dogs aren't here, so I don't have my killing machines here.
That's so funny.
They're called tree roaches in Texas.
Tree roaches in Texas are huge.
We get giant palmettos in South Carolina. It's there. Hold on. People are saying it's there. Oh, he's on the ground. He's dead.
Oh, no.
I found him. We also have pest spray that comes around like once a month. I got him. It is a palmetto bug. And he's done.
Oh, my goodness.
Gone. Sorry for all the animal lovers. I can't deal with palmetto bugs. They are palmetto bugs here are like I don't know. They're like tropical indigenous things. They're weird. But yeah, we get them because the dog's running out all day. Our screen doors drives me nuts. Insane.
Yeah, I'm writing it down. I'm going to check it out.
Palmetto bugs, tree roaches, and cicadas are all the same. He drowned under the sea. No, they weren't playing. I thought they were trolling me. I thought they were totally kidding, but they weren't kidding. June bugs, $2 if I eat it. Nope, not eating it. Not eating a palmetto bug. We do get them. They do. You will see them around here. Literally once a month, I find one crawling, usually along the door, like right in the door frame or something. Okay. Anyways, now that I've grossed everyone out, we're going to let Tonya off the hook now. If there's anything else you guys want to ask her before she rolls out, or anything, Tonya, you want to add, please do. Before you guys leave, make sure you hit the like button and click on Tonya's link down below and bookmark it. Subscribe to her, follow her, like her, ask her lots of questions, all that good stuff.
Thank you. I would like to add, I'd like for everybody to come over and join my jewelry group on Facebook. It's called Thrifty Jewelry Treasures. And it's really great. You can post pictures in there if you have questions about something. So I'd love to see you guys over there.
I will grab a link. I don't have a link for it right this second, but I will grab a link after this show goes off live, and I will post it down below in the description box. I wasn't aware that you had a jewelry group. I'm glad that you do. I will join it and link everyone else to it. I'll also put a link if you missed this and you're watching this later, it's not live. I'll put a link in the Facebook group as well so that she can get some more members over to the jewelry group. There are a lot of you that love jewelry, a lot of you that want to sell it, already do sell it, want to learn more. So I would imagine that that group has a lot of great answers for your questions in it.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a ton of questions in the chat. Somebody just asked, I'm sorry I didn't catch her name, but they said that they found one 14-karat gold earring. How would you sell that? I would still go ahead and put that on eBay because, honey, the guys like to wear fancy earrings too. Right?
That was Biscayne Kid. He's here in Miami. Yeah. And I do see that question. That's true. That's a really good point. That goes along the line of just because you're missing something doesn't mean it's not sellable, especially with jewelry, because it always has a value anyways. It's got a gold value. It's got a precious metal value. So don't just give up on it.
Right. And Terry was asking how I ship my jewelry. And most of the time I use these little eBay boxes. They're the 6x4x4. And whenever you put them together, they're really pretty small. So if I'm mailing something that might have something breakable in it, if it was to get thrown around or something, I definitely put it in a box. And then I use like these little baggies here, and then I've got little cinch bags I put it in with some eBay tissue paper. So it's pretty secure once it gets shipped.
And that probably, those little boxes don't add too much to the weight, so they'll still stay in that first class.
Definitely. And that's another great thing about jewelry is it ships for really cheap. customers like that.
Right. Somebody's asking you about damaged or scrap gold or scrap jewelry. What do you do with that?
Okay. So I would recommend getting to know a jeweler in your town. My jeweler, he actually pays me 80% of the value, which is really good. And so this is why I sell to my jeweler and I don't put that kind of stuff on eBay, because once eBay takes their fees and PayPal gets a chunk of it, you know, I might as well have just not even listed on eBay and walked into my jeweler and walked right out with cash. So,
right. That's a great point. There's your networking point, guys. We all talked about that. If you can find somebody that can take it off your hands for the same or close to the same amount of money as, you know, putting it on eBay or PayPal, always I suggest eBay, but if you've got a direct contact, use it. So great point, especially on stuff like that, because scrap gold and metal, I imagine there's buyers on eBay, but probably not quite as quick as the good stuff.
Yeah.
So make sure you network. What's the name of the jewelry group? I'm going to link it right now, actually.
It is called Thrifty Jewelry Treasures. It's kind of a play on my name.
Oh, it is. And I have found it. So let me go ahead and get the link directly to it. I'm just going to put it in the chat. I'll link it again in the Facebook group and down below in just a minute. But for those of you that are asking about it, there's the group. And that's the direct link into it. I'll link it a couple of times. And make sure you join it. Staff on jewelry. What percent of melt? 360? We buy scrap gold? Oh, so somebody's saying they're a buyer. 360. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you for going over there. eBay says free boxes. Where is it at? I don't think those boxes are free. Are you buying those, or did they come from?
No,
they didn't come from USPS, did they?
No, I get them through eBay Shipping Supplies is the store name, I believe. And I get those every quarter when we get that. You probably have a huge store. My store, I only get $25 worth of free stuff.
Yeah. No, we get, I have a premium. We get, I think 50. And
yeah,
I do all poly because of clothes. But if you're doing things like jewelry, use that coupon on the boxes. I don't ever look at the boxes, so I wasn't even up on the sizes, but those boxes are great. In fact, there's I sell some items occasionally where I'm like, crap, I wish I had a box like that. Right. There it is. So lots of people, Stacy and Lori and Sine, joining the group. So that's all Tonya's link. I'll link it down below. You guys have fun. Enjoy selling the jewelry. I will be watching quietly, pretending like I know what I'm doing, not looking like an idiot later. So any last minute questions for Tonya? Otherwise, we're going to let her run. She has been very nice to give us this much time as it is. I don't usually stay on this long. So,
oh, really?
I used to do an hour and I cut it back to 30 minutes because an hour just was like, whew, it was crazy. I love staying on, but
right.
Man, it just got to be a lot of time. So so many of you joining the group. Do you have to accept people or is it instant?
I do, but as soon as we finish here, I'm going to go accept every single one of you. Thank you so much.
Terry's, the link isn't working. I'll fix it for you, Terry. Sorry about that. I'll get you some from work and bring them to the bins with me. Mandy, thank you so much. Occasionally, I do need some small boxes. So if you do have a few, I'll take them. Thank you. Terry, thank you for setting this up. By the way, guys, thank Terry for setting this up. She's the one that,
Terry,
that made all this happen. So Lance Walden, how you doing, Walden Pickers? Thanks for joining the last minute. Julie says they're used to 3 or 4 hour hangouts. Whew. I would be asleep. I'm an old man.
Oh, I know.
Betty says, here's a last minute question for Tonya. She signed up for Etsy, but it says no reselling. So what's the deal on that?
No reselling? I'm not sure.
Like you're supposed to hand make the items and sell them as opposed to flipping?
No, you can sell handmade items and you can also sell vintage items too. And you can also sell like accessories and parts used to hand make things. So are you sign up in my jewelry group and I'll help walk you through that. Definitely.
Right. There you go. So if you do have the questions about Etsy, she's already on there. I do not sell on Etsy. I think I have an Etsy account. Maybe I've never sold on there. So there's your person to do it. Again, here's the link. I'll link it in the description box below if you're watching later and can't see the chat. And also I'll put it in my Facebook group. If you're a member of there, I'll get as many people as I can to jump over. So any questions for Tonya beyond tonight, make sure you go there. That's where you'll find her. You will also find her YouTube channel. I'm sure she reads I'm sure she reads her comments. I'm sure she checks those out. So feel free to do that as well. And if there's anything else you guys need from her, she's all yours now. So thank you. I want to thank Tonya for being here tonight, spending 45 minutes with us. Thank you, Terry, for setting it up. Thank you for everyone who joined us. Looks like we have 226 people watching. If you enjoyed Tonya, give her a big thumbs up. That's for her tonight, not for me. And I'll make sure, if you guys loved it, that we'll bring her back on in a little while, closer to fourth quarter, closer to the holidays. We'll have her back on. And maybe I'll invade her channel and drop my face over there. But I'm going to go join her group. Make sure you do. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Casey.